Hello, y'all. Today we're going to be doing a Texas road trip. It's going to be a virtual road trip, which I'm going to take you guys on. So, for my historical part, I'm going to be doing a video. As you can see, it's on the video. So, this location is going to be the Hemisphere Park. Actually, I chose this part because honestly, I always thought it was an underrated spot. I feel like everyone goes to the Alamo and all this other stuff, and we really know about like Mexican influence. Of course, San Antonio being like a Tejano state, well, Tejano city is very, very like influenced Mexican, Tex-Mex, all that stuff, all that good food. But what a lot of people don't know about the Hemisphere is that it has German influence and has all sorts of other Native American influences other than Mexican influence. So, sorry, this historic significance. I found this on Hemisphere's timeline and Hemisphere's direct sources. So I think for this one, I know it requires 3 to 5 sources, but I'm only going to be using one source, and then I guess the second source would be like going to there physically. The only reason I'm going to be using one source is because this is directly from Hemisphere themselves. Hemisphere has done a really, really good job of documenting every single thing that they've done, every single milestone they've done, which is honestly huge that they do that. Just because knowing that the historical significance that the place you're entering, I think gives so much more of a grounding to it, knowing that this part was here. So, most notably, Hemisphere was known for Hemisphere 68. It's when, so it was the Alamo and then the Papaya, sorry if I'm mispronouncing it, Indians and the Coachelecan speaking group, which is another part of, I think it was Central America, that part. But nevertheless, they had some influences in Texas. So those 3 groups, they occupied the land of Hemisphere District today. That is called the San Antonio River, Yanguna. Once was the Alamo finished and established, the Hemisphere District became a farmland to grow crops. From the mission, the Spanish built the Aquilla Madrid de Valero to supply water. Now, I'm reading this directly off their website, and I will link it down in the description below. A direct link over to this if you want to read it yourself in depth, and without me butchering all the names for you to read. So it says in the 1800s, Hemisphere District was a bustling neighborhood known as a German town, a melting pot of immigrants. The neighborhood had more than 300 dwellings and was a home to Rodolphe Shalom Temple, which I believe I know that sounds like with the temple sounds kind of like a Middle Eastern or definitely something I'm not too sure what religion that is. I'm sorry if I offended anyone by saying that was Middle Eastern. But a block away was St. Michael's Church. The Hemisphere District has many transitions throughout history, which in itself is really cool. I'm actually gonna well, in the picture in below, you can actually, it lays out a timeline, which I really do encourage you to visit the website itself. I'm doing an incredible injustice by just speaking about it right now, but I am going to. It has an actual, like, you can see the district of the Hemisphere. So it says in Hemisphere 1965, San Antonio was chosen to be the World's Fair. Then Mayor McAllister and future Mayor Lynn Cockrell, with Governor and Congressman Henry B. Gonzalez and other civic leaders planned for the fair. So this is in 1965. And what notably got Hemisphere to where it is now is actually Hemisphere 68, which is next. From April 6th to April 6th to October 6th, San Antonio hosts almost 6 million visitors in Hemisphere. Gondola rides and cultural pavilions, water skis. Yes, water skis. It's crazy. Water skis. In San Antonio, somewhere that's always dry, is crazy. And of course, the Tower of Americas. That's a staple. I mean, everyone comes to San Antonio, they think of the Tower of Americas. Now we shoot forward a little more. So, in 1973, the San Antonio Spurs play their first game in the Hemisphere Arena, drawing a crowd of almost 6,000 people. Now, it's not as impressive as Hemisphere 68 with 6 million visitors, but still 6,000 people for a game. It's pretty impressive. So, in 1981, the Hemisphere area was most of the notable concerts. So we're gonna have like the Jacksons on July 15th, 81, and then like Elvis Presley 72, the Rolling Stones 75, Whitney Houston 91, Selena, of course Selena, and shooting her actual movie in San Antonio on the famous bridge. She had a concert here in 1994. So, this Hemisphere, honestly, it doesn't have one specific cultural, like, existence. It's honestly so ingrained into San Antonio and Texas. It's just, honestly, like, it's such a hidden gem. And I feel like people skip over it, going for the Pearl, for the Alamo, and the Missions, when we have something that's so significantly, historically closer to our timeline, something that maybe our parents or maybe our grandpa, grandma, maybe saw and was there to actually witness a game built and be part of that 6 million. So many cultures. You got rock, German, Native American, you got Hispanics, Tejano, you got all these other rock and roll, you got Elvis Presley, you got Whitney Houston. That would be like, I think Whitney Houston is classified as R&B. I'm not too sure, but you got Whitney Houston, you got Selena, you got some again Tejano in there. It's really, and this is all by 1981, and as we go along, we get introduced for more attention. We want more people to be part of this area. So of course there are like pavilions that are like it's giant waterways. Again, I will be showing you these in the video. Here come later, and feel free to skip ahead if you want and then come back to here so you can get a reference to what I'm talking about. But this was in 1989, and of course the link is in description. We built the waterways, and I will show you that. So, and then 1995 is a Hemisphere Arena convention center was the Hemisphere Arena was demolished for the convention center, which the convention center now I will show you, but it'd be the Henry B. Gonzalez, named after the congressman. So that's really cool to know that there was a building there. Now it's a new building, which is even cooler. If you've ever been inside, everyone will know that is a really cool event center. So the Hemisphere Park Arena in 2009 develops its Hemisphere Park Area Redevelopment Corporation, which is HPARC abbreviated, which and it's established to oversee the redevelopment of the hemisphere. So this is where we get a lot of change, a lot of the modern stuff that we're seeing now, like the parks. And speaking of parks, 2012, by the one that we just now talked about, 2012 they approved they set it forward, and it was approved by the city councils and voters. $30 million to a whole new park. That's the one with I'm sure if you've been there, it's the one with the giant jaguar, and it's a whole nice area. It's really nice. There's water interactives for those hot days. It comes in such handy. Take your kids out and everything like that. And so 2 years later, 2024, Hemisphere Conservancy, sorry for the butcher, is founded to support Hemisphere's redevelopment through philanthropy. There we go. In 2015, the Yaguan Garden, the first of 3 parks, opens in Hemisphere. So we got a garden opening up in 2015, sorry. And then things kind of lay dormant for about 10-ish years, almost 10-ish years. But not too dormant, because in 2023, 2 years ago, while everything was going on and everything like that, the Civic Park, the largest, most iconic park, opens to the public in September 29th. Which, if you don't know, it's a brand new state-of-the-art water and integrated park. It's beautiful. If you haven't been there, I'd highly recommend you go. And I'm not just saying because it's an assignment. It's absolutely phenomenal and such a good way to get out of the heat. I am telling you. Especially today, as of recording on May 14th, it was hot. 105 degrees. Oh my God. The last place I want to be is not where water is. And Civic Park has a ton of water. So, and then we're going to be showing this in the video. This is kind of a long video. But I really wanted to take my time, take 12 minutes as of right now to go over this history. Because this history is important, especially Hemisphere. Something that's I mean, in downtown, it's such important to have those to have those spots where you could have some fun with your kids and just relax and have a good place to chill, relax, and really be a part of the community. So next cut is going to be at the park, and I believe we're going to start off, I will start off with one of the parks, and then from there it's usually gonna be one of the parks. So we're gonna probably start off here at like in the 1995 timeline, because 68 is not there, Hemisphere 68 anymore, and of course, unfortunately, so we're gonna start off there, and I'll give you the timelines, and I'll see you there. So in the first part of our locations is gonna be actually this pathway, and it starts into the Yaguan Garden, which was in 2015 it was built, but the plans for the 3 parks in Hemisphere were actually approved in 2012. And we're going to be going to the next location, which would be Civic Park, and on the way we will see stuff that are also part of the Hemisphere Park. So some other cool features of this park is actually this jaguar that's all made out of stones, and it is concrete too. And this is one of many areas a part of this park is a full blown park, and there's a water section in the back that way. So here are actually some Gundamables from Hemisphere 68. They are placed here as a node to the original fair that brought in 6 million people. Okay, so for this next park is the Civic Park in 2023. So the cool thing about the Civic Park is that It's right next to the Henry B. Gonzalez. So the Henry B. Gonzalez took place over the Hemisphere Arena Center, which was demolished in 1995 when the Henry B. Gonzalez was made. Now it's beautiful inside. I wish it was open so I could show y'all, but it is not. That is the Henry B. Gonzalez, 1995. This is the new park in 2023, the Civic Park. Now the cool thing about this park, I'll show you just in a moment, is that it is all new. And so here's some water features that go from here all the way down to more water down there. This is for safe and it's treated. Anyone can get in it. And I'll show more pictures. There's a lot of kids at the water park, so I'm not going to be filming over there. I will show pictures of me and my family enjoying the water, just to show the park part of it. But yeah, this part is safe for anyone to get into, and it goes on for that. And the other part of the Civic Park, it's all part of it too. The other parts of the Civic Park are really beautiful, and as you can see, they're kind of over there, but I don't want to film over there. I don't want to film any kids, so I am gonna cut to pictures right now. So the part in the plaza that was built in 1989, the water pillars, the pavilions I was talking about, it's actually demolished. The building's something else. I think it's like a square center part. But the coolest part about Hemisphere has to be the Tower of Americas, which was added in 1968, if I believe I'm correct, and it is due for renovations actually in 2016, where we received $20 million in repairs to the underside of the cupcake. So some pretty cool things to find in Hemisphere, not including the parks, but you can still see the very big influence of Native American. Hemisphere does very good homage to it, does a very good job at paying homage to that. As we could see some kind of like well, of course, a totem pole, and on that totem pole we have influences from like Mayan, and then this would be like almost like an Olmec, or it could be a Mayan king. From then we have, it turns into a person, probably from one of the Aztecs or the Coahuillan people, at a Native American. So it's always nice to see that in the Hemisphere that pays homage to what it is and its German influences. You can very much see that around the buildings around the area. It's very nice to see.